Now, there's a few things that I don't know are happening properly. Leadership needs to do the best job they can possible. I'm gonna sometimes throw some stuff to newer people, and you might have questions. Bring them up now. Because our process hasn't been great. We are refining it in the process of newer people being hired. If you have questions, let's bring them up now. See the white boxes with keys in them? Those are lock boxes, and your phones go in there. You do not sit here with your telephone at your desk. Now, if you have an emergency or a reason to have it that management needs to be aware of, and they want to allow you to have your phone in your purse or on your person but not out, then you can have that discussion with leadership. If leadership has not told you, they haven't done their job. Phones do not sit at your desk. That being said, breaks. This is not a military academy, or you go and break when you need to. At the same time, your break overall can be abused. And we've had people come in here making what was a 30-minute lunch break. We gave 40 minutes because you might need 10 minutes to, deal with a line or go somewhere or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's 45 minutes, it's an hour. It's 40 minutes. Now, for you, your start times, okay? It's not, if your start time is 8 a.m., that's what time you start. It's not what time you roll in. Leadership should be doing a good job at setting that example and making sure that you're doing the same thing. Leadership should be ready for you, prepared, ready to roll, ready to go. If that's not happening, we've got problems. When I spot check it, come in here at certain times and see how things are rolling and going. Don't be that one that's setting yourself up for failure by identifying with mediocrity. Do the thing that you're supposed to do, whether anyone's watching or not. For example, today, and some of my leaders might not know, and some of my leaders might have handled this well, but again, it sparked a meeting for me to talk to Mike, Matt, and Stutzman. When we're doing our job, setting appointments, for example, and on the day of the appointment, a customer says, my car broke down, or something came up. What does that usually mean?
It's an excuse.
Forget.
False hope. Don't waste your time on it.
Well, I wouldn't say don't waste my time, but the answers were correct. It means that someone has decided in their mind that something else in their life is more important. They've talked themselves out of it. Buyer's remorse, if you will. Not all the time, but most of the time. When customers say no to you, when you're selling them, they're saying no most of the time. Why?
Because they don't feel the value.
Let's talk one at a time. Raise your hand. Sean.
They're not sold.
They're not sold. What does that mean, they're not sold?
It just means that they don't think they're about to get a good deal. They think they're about to get taken advantage of.
Maybe. Charlie?
You haven't done your job in providing enough value.
That's probably it. Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, I just.
Katie, you gonna say something? Maybe they don't believe you. We haven't done our job providing enough value. Steve, you want to say something quick?
Well, initially, if they say no, they don't know what they're saying no to. I think.
Well,
that
they think
just
they
don't
do,
want
and
the call.
it could be all those reasons.
Mhm.
They think they do. That's true. For the most part, they're more convinced that whatever else they got going on in their life, for whatever reason, is more important than what you've got to say. Why do new people, or even veteran people, miss work or are late for work because of the train? Or miss work because they got a flat tire? Is that flat tire real? If it is real, meaning they didn't just make it up, is the flat tire real? Hello?
Could.
Yes.
Yes, of course. There's really a flat tire there. They can send you a picture. That's real. Is it a reason to not be at work?
No.
For them it is. The paramount difference is to teach people that maybe don't know. Up to this point in their life, or like as someone you're selling, you're convinced that this is a real, what can I do? That really did happen. At Paramount, it's our job to take this person. Now this sounds pretty not self-fulfilling, but we're full of ourselves over here at Paramount. No. We believe a certain ideal that we can assist people in being whatever it is that they'd like to be. Now, that's saying that they want to be presumptuous, they want to be great at this. You don't have to want to be great at this job. But before you can be great at anything you might want to be someday, we have a feeling that you can't be that until you're the best version of yourself right now. And to be the best version of yourself, in part, Paramount's job is to, and that's the ideal of Paramount, okay? It's to help people recognize the difference between a reason and an excuse. And that there isn't one. Things do happen and those things are real, but we don't believe that those are reasons to not become all that you're supposed to become. But if I have leadership and management accepting that, just like I might have someone confirming calls, except, oh, that came up. So for this one person that works for me, that's a real reason. Therefore, I'm going to let that customer go. Nonsense. There is no reason, except for the fact that they have not been provided enough value and why they should stop whatever they're going to do or overcome what they got to do to get to the appointment anyway. A flat tire is real. It's not a reason to not get to work. Well, I might not have enough money to fix that flat tire. I have to wait for somebody to help me. Okay, I'll pick you up. I'll drive 2 hours in one direction to make sure I pick you up to get you here. Now what? Oh, Dave, I don't want to put you out. Don't worry about me. I want to teach you that there's no thing to stop you, ever. Oh, I just don't really want to go to work. Ah, okay. You drank too much, you overslept, you got things that are more important than getting to your job. I'm not going to just fire you, but I want to pin it on you. So you know I'm not accepting the BS I'm hearing. Now that we've got that out of the way, we have a chance to do what?
Actually,
We have a chance.
to give them that information that was stopping them from wanting to come in.
Yes. We have an opportunity, Akash, to help somebody get out of their own way. We have an opportunity to teach you something that you maybe didn't realize you were doing, and that thing is stopping you in all areas of your life, a lot of areas of your life. You already got that?
Yeah.
We're not going to accept it. My leadership better stop accepting it. It's not okay. How much is it to get the tire fixed? It's going to be $75. Fine, I'll pay it. I might ask you to pay it back. Well, Dave, that's too much money. I don't even make that much money in a day. Yes, you do. But it's, even if you made zero for the day, you're not making any money sitting home.
Right.
You got a chance, at least, by getting here. That's what our job is, to take this piece of clay, which is a human being, and assist this person with maybe some tools or attitudes or thought processes or action plans that might not be what they're used to doing. It might be uncomfortable. Well, it's part of what I believe we have to be here for. You can't be good at this or anything if you make excuses every time something comes up. We often use the analogy when someone gets rained on, standing at the bus stop. Well, did you have an umbrella? Well, no, it was sunny. It was 75 degrees. It wasn't supposed to rain. Well, it's your fault you got rained on. Carry an umbrella every day of your life. You'll never get rained on. So we want to make sure that people start recognizing that, and our people do, and our leaders have to start pushing that. I had somebody tell me one time, Dave, I can't come in today, I gotta watch my brother. How old's your brother? 7 years old, it just came up, you know, the parents had to do this and that, this is a young person. Okay, well, your brother got homework to do? Yeah, it's second grade homework, I'm helping. All right. Well, I'll pick you and your brother up, we'll let him do his homework here at work, I need you here at work too. Dave, I gotta go to the store, buy some food for the milk. All right, what else do you need? Text me the whole list, I'll pick it up on my way. We'll fill that fridge. Dave, I don't want to get with it. Oh, different story. Why not? I had a tough time this, tough time that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Do you think that's the best action to make things better for you and for your life? What do you think you need to face somebody? Okay, different story. But understand, it's part of what this paramount difference is. Not accepting your BS, so you stop it. Now, we might, and I talked to Frank a little bit about some of the job, or another job you had, we might move some people to salary, right? So that would take care of it for you. You make money either way. Again, you have to work harder to have salary, because then you might be putting in more time. Frank had said something about it, once somebody makes it 6 months at his old job, they get a certain amount of personal days and, you know, no questions asked days. Okay, I'm open to adding things like that to our company. But you gotta remember too, there still has to be rules on that, because if we made widgets and you're counting on a certain crew to show up to make X amount of widgets, and everybody just takes their personal day or just blows us off because they don't feel like being here that day, no regard for everybody else, do the widgets get made?
Nope.
Probably not. So we have to work on those things. But remember, for those people that are brand new, don't remember for the people that are brand new, but for the people that have been here, and for people that have been that are brand new, Paramount is just a name that we came up with. Any business you go to, any company you go to for a job, is nothing more than the people that are there. You make this place. People make this place. Now, there's a vision for its people that I have and that leadership has, and we know where we want this company to go, but it will only go there if there are some rules that you may not like. They may seem to benefit one more than another at times, but there's rules. We decide as a team to adhere to those rules. You don't like them all, but you have to have them. Otherwise we have chaos. So we're managing this circumstance to benefit everybody at some point in time, but not everybody necessarily at the same time. Does that make sense? So we want you to get where you want to go, but we have certain beliefs that we believe you have to get there. There's certain standards. I remember having a rule of thumb that you had to dress a certain way. When I started my company in my basement, when there were no one saw me. But I had a vision for where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be, so I had to act as if ahead of time. To that point of that book. But that you have to act that way before you get certain things, and you've got to maximize with what you have. You have to do everything in your power you can with your world before you could change somebody else. So many people want to change the country and change the world. I'm with you. There's a lot of bad things. But if I focus on the things that I don't control every day, am I getting any better? Am I getting any closer to changing anything? Probably not. So I got to start with being the president of me. I got to think about all those things that I got to fix about me. The funny thing is, the more I fix about me, guess what I start seeing in the outside world?
Better results.
Paramount, but I see a better world. I see better circumstances. I start seeing more opportunity when I start working on me. But what happens when all I do is bitch about me? Or, I stop looking at what I gotta fix and start looking out, hey, look at this over here, look at this one's doing, look at this one, look at this, look at this, look at this. What am I seeing?
Negativity.
That's it. It becomes my mantra, it becomes all that I do. But I can't, I don't like to use the word can't. It's gonna be very difficult to change all those things. So I start with me. I would recommend you do the same. And then you get a better company. Right? Ah, this company sucks. They don't do this. They don't got nothing over here, nothing. I don't even. Remember there was a story from Zig Ziglar. Everybody ever hear of him?
Mm-hmm.
Motivational speaker, old person. But I don't think it's, Zig's not alive anymore. So one of the things that Zig had talked about was this exact thing, you know, fix you first. So this person came up to him after one of his seminars and says, Zig, I know what you're saying, and I've been working on myself. I've been doing all the things you're saying, and it plumb doesn't work. My place of business is the worst. There's nothing good about it. Just hold on a second. There's got to be something good. No, nothing. The people there are terrible. I've been working there 20 years. No one gives a damn. It's the worst place. They don't have nice chairs. They got nothing nice. That sounds a pretty bad place to work. Let me ask you a question. Well, because I'd like you to write down everything that you do like about the place. She said there's nothing. Who's a woman? Does that matter? No, but I started out saying this person. Like I'm not worried about it. It's just a story. So this woman was not happy with her job. He goes, well, let me ask you a question. Do they pay you? Well, actually, yeah, they do. They pay you. Okay. You got heat in the wintertime? Oh, yeah, we got lots of heat. You got air conditioning in the summer? Yeah, actually we do. Because you drive to work every day? Yeah. You got a place to park your car? Yeah. Of course. Who doesn't have a place to park their car? Oh, you got a place to park your car, you get paid. You get air conditioning? You get a break at all? Well, yeah, I get a lunch break. Oh. Before you know it, there's a long, long list of all the things that this person does get or likes about their job. You know, do me a favor. I'll be in conference again about a month and a half from now. I want you every day to write down all the things that you value about where you work. I don't want to hear one thing you don't like. Just all the things that you do. Comes back about 6 weeks later for another seminar, and the lady comes up to him after the seminar and he goes, so how's it going? She goes, oh, you'd be amazed how much those people have changed in 6 weeks. Start with you. Okay? We're going to start with us. And we're going to do the best job we can to help you. But before you start pointing the finger at all the things that we got to do differently, please work on some of the things that maybe you have to do differently. Now, when we talk about work here, and you're late because of the train, if you know that there's a train potentially in your route, what should you do?
Leave earlier.
My stepdad, I think it's ridiculous, by the way, I would never do this. But he left 2 hours before work every day because the potential of getting a flat tire was there. Now he was in a bus company as a dispatcher, and he had to make sure the routes got out and got out on time. He just said, if I don't get there on time, people don't get to their jobs on time. So I have to do that. Think about those things. When you think about coming to me, next time you tell me why you couldn't get something done. What's probably going on in my head? BS, 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 BS. I'll listen politely. I'll be thinking about all the things that you have to do better so you don't have to use that as an excuse. That's all it really is.